wherever you're watching us from tonight, we welcome you to the main news on ZBC TV. I'm Vicky Mlilo. Apologies, we'll not be able to bring you signed language tonight. The headlines. ZANU-PF calls on President Robert Mugabe to step down. In business, Zimbabwe spending $250 million per year on soya bean imports. When we look at sport, Harare City climbs to the apex of the Netball Super League log. Thank you for watching the main news tonight. In our first story, 8 of ZANU-PF's 10 provincial coordinating committees have called on President Robert Mugabe to step down as President of Zimbabwe and President and First Secretary of the party, saying he has lost control of party and government business due to incapacitation stemming from his advanced age. The provinces also say President Mugabe has allowed the formation of cabals in the party. We bring you reports of outcomes of the meetings held in Harare, Mashonaland West and Mashonaland East.
ZANU-PF Harare province says it strongly supports the move taken by Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General Constantino Chiwenga, on the move that he has taken. They also agreed that President Robert Mugabe be recalled as the party president and be allowed to retire and be given his status as an elder statesman.
Tawirirana se PCC kuti president wedu wa Mugabe vakatungamirira hondo irisununguko vakura president wedu vanofanira kunzivo elder statesman.
ZANU-PF Politburo member Comrade Clevaria Chizema also says as women they respect the president by acknowledging his position as a leader and wish to see him retire. Other party members have expressed their support to the resolutions. They wish to see President Mugabe being an advisor after retiring and accept the move taken by the ZDF command.
Asi tinoramba manje mweya wanga uswa nevaripo kuda kuvhiringidza liberation struggle yakaitwa nevaripo.
Isisu tinovatsigira tovaona kunge ndio mazano wemunyika. Saka sevanhu vese vemunyika yeZimbabwe tiri kutsigira zvakanyanya zviri kuitwa nemauto.
Only criminals who are surrounding him are just pushing him to stay in power. But as a party and as a nation, we can't allow that.
House of Assembly member for Harare East constituency, Comrade Terence Mkupe, said the outcome of the unfolding events in the ZANU-PF political terrain will bring positive results.
You will see that business people are actually going to be putting money into the economy. And if anything, our economy is actually going to be much better.
The meeting also called for the party to convene a special committee meeting within 48 hours to realign the party in line with the current political developments.
The Provincial Coordinating Committee meeting also called for the renunciation of the G40 cabal and resolved that there be revocation and annulment of the suspensions and expulsions that took place after the party's 2014 Congress. Members who attended the meeting also unanimously agreed to mobilize for and attend a solidarity march slated for Saturday the 18th at the Zimbabwe grounds in Harare in support of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces interventions to stabilize the economic potential stability that was threatening peace. Comrade Fano Chikomba, party provincial administrator, read out the agenda of the meeting before the House endorsed the proposals.
Item 1. Issue solidarity messages towards the current efforts by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Item 2. Denunciation of the G40 cabal with more emphasis on Grace Mugabe, Jonathan Moyo, Sevia Kasukwere, Patrick Joao, Latina Udenge, Shadrach Mashayamombi. Item number 3. Unreservedly call for the resignation of ZANU-PF President and First Secretary to step down, failure which the party should recall him forthwith. Item 4. Unreservedly call for the resignation of the ZANU-PF Secretary for Women's Affairs to step down, failure which the party should recall her forthwith. Item 5, call for to convene a special Central Committee meeting within 48 hours to realign the party in line with current political developments. Item 6, revocation and the annulment of all illegal suspensions, expulsions made by the G40 cabal on some party members after the 2014 National People's call for their immediate reinstatement. 7, a mega solidarity rally to be conducted in Harare on Saturday, the 18th November 2017.
Comrade Tommy Mwanza proposed that former Vice President, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, retains his post in the party, a position also shared by Comrade Ziyambi.
I propose zvakaitwa zvekudzinga Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa kuti zvirivesa semashwesi kuti ngavadzokere panzvimbo yavo.
I will cite a procedural irregularity that happened, that of the VP. The Central Committee never said. Therefore, in we are concerned, ichiri hengi nekuti nekudzingwa party Central Committee supreme organ isina kusi.
War Veterans leader Muhoni and the National and West Provincial Affairs Minister Comrade Webster Shamu told the coordinating committee that the move taken by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces was necessary in quelling a potential threat to national security posed by ZANU-PF.
It's no longer a secret. Tina situation iri munyika yakuda kuti tikasire kugadzirisa musangano wedu ndo aita a security threat munyika muno. Hakuna chimwe chinhu chakonzera kuti vakomanda vari muuniform vapindire. Problem yatiri kucreata is
now chachikuru kubva panapa nemweya wokuziva kuti revolution yapa neimwe level yapa neimwe chi level.
The meeting had that the party is supreme over individuals who had turned it into their personal project.
The motion calling for the resignation of President Mugabe was read by Provincial Chairperson Comrade Bernard Makokove at an emergency Provincial Coordinating Committee meeting at the provincial headquarters in Marondera.
Unreservedly call for the resignation of ZANU-PF President and First Secretary to step down, failure of which the party will recall. Resignation of the ZANU-PF Secretary for the Women's Affairs to step down or the party will recall.
He said it supports the action taken by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to restore sanity in ZANU-PF and recommended for action against members of the G40 faction. There were also recommendations for the Central Committee to convene a special meeting within 48 hours to realign the party with current developments. Former Women's League National Political Commissar Comrade Mabo Shinomona, former Provincial Chairperson Comrade Joe Bigimatiza, and Provincial Chairperson Comrade Daniel Sigauke support.
Kuwirirana muno se province Promotional and East kuti Central Committee yemusangano weZANU-PF igare dare rayo igotsigira nekubudisa kubatana kwataita tichitaura tichiwirirana kubvira kune agenda number 1 kuni kusvika pane pekupedzesera.
Zvino takatarisa nenguva yakanaka chaizvo maona masoja zvaauya aita panga kwakuenda musangano isu vamwe tanisaziva kuti tichagara pamba here takachakwanisa mana kupinda mumaconstituencies atiti basi namatisa
ngatiise pfungwa dziri pamwe chete ine makuva ine rufunga kuti mai ine rwizi rweropa rwaipira munazambezi nekunana gairezu kune vanhu vasina makuva vakava vari zvuru pasi pemiti vaiva vachitya hura nemasefe yakuita muendano nhasi usa nengoma yachaminuka.
The party has also called on members from all districts to come in their thousands for the solidarity march with the defense forces in Harare on Saturday.
We now bring you the outcome of PPC meetings held in Mashonaland Central, Mashingo and Manicaland, calling on President Robert Mugabe to step down.
The ZANU-PF Provincial Coordinating Committee resolved the recalling of President Robert Mugabe as the first secretary of the party and that all illegal suspensions be set aside by the Central Committee. ZANU-PF Politburo member Comrade Chenchi Mtengwende said illegal suspensions and expulsions have divided the party.
Mukaona mumusangano makususpenda vanhu vanosvika kuma 400 moziya kuti kwakutouraya musangano akusisi.
Promotional and Central Provincial Affairs Minister Advocate Martin Dina said the party was captured by a few individuals for personal gain, which is being corrected.
Young men had presidential dreams, manzo. Childish presidential dreams, manzo. And akaundunga nyika kusvika patasvika kudai. Nevamwe ana Jonathan Moyo anozikanwa kuti vanhu vakanga vakapanduka kare vapfekera mukati kuparadza revolution kubva mukati. It was a sad development.
All illegal expulsions and suspensions be set aside by Central Committee, the organ empowered by the Congress to do that, including that of Vice President Wamunangara. Number 2, the cabal of Jonathan Moyo, Sevia Kasukwere, Patrick Joao, IMC Chombo, Letina Ndenge be expelled from the party and prosecuted. That Comrade R.G. Mugabe be recalled as the party president and be allowed to retire and be given his status as an elder statesman.
The meeting applauded by the defense forces in plucking out rogue elements within the party, while also recommending the expulsions of Comrade Dixon Mafios, who was the chairman, secretary for administration, Comrade Wanda Mashange, and the Provincial Youth League secretary for administration, Comrade Karima.
Comrade Ailes Baloyi, the party's vice chairman, read out the resolutions, with the first one being that the province is calling for the immediate resignation of the ZANU-PF first secretary, President Comrade Robert Mugabe. Comrade Baloyi said in the event that Comrade Mugabe refuses to resign, the province recommends that he is recalled from both the party and government.
In the event His Excellency refuses to resign, we call upon the immediate recall of His Excellency and First Secretary from both party and government.
The province also said they are in solidarity with the action taken by the Zimbabwe Defense Forces led by General Constantino Chiwenga.
We are in solidarity with the action and processes taken by the Defense Forces led by Commander of the Defense Forces, General Constantino Chiwenga, towards the formation of a new democratic and constitutional government.
Mashingo Provincial Chairman Comrade Ezra Chadzamira and ZANU-PF Chief Whip Comrade Love Moma Tuke also said they are now working to rebuild the party invaded by selfish elements.
Isuse Mashingo tinotaza kuti musangano wedu usimbeze ZANU-PF vanhu vaidzingwa nevanhu vaiva neagenda yavo yavaida tinoti kudii navo vadzoke zvekare kumusangano.
Hakuna angachatarisa kuti ikonomi yenyika iri kuenda kupi. Vanhu vanga vangoshingirira kuhwira zvigaro.
The ZANU-PF Provincial Coordinating Committee meeting saw members unanimously agreeing that there had been infiltration of the party by individuals bent on destroying it from within as well as enriching themselves. There was also a call for a central committee meeting to the party to make it functional.
His Excellency Comrade R.G. Mugabe warizaine kana kuti
On the slated solidarity march in Harare, the says it has secured 33 buses to be used to ferry those who wish to attend the march that will see people congregating at Robert Mugabe Square.
Kungoti every district pane mabhazi maviri asi azvikonesi imimi kunotsvaka mamwe mabhazi.
There was also consensus that Comrade Mike Madiro takes over the chairmanship of the province, while Comrade Happiness Nyakuyedzwa was selected as Women's League Secretary, with Comrade Tawanda Mukodza winning the approval of the Youth League.
We will bring you more reports from Midlands and Bulawayo after the break. The Zimbabwe Defence Forces, ZDF, a statement informing the nation on the new developments taking place regarding its operation and environmental issues. In its latest statement, the ZDF says, resonating with one of its operational thrust relating to freedom of expression and movement, they have been approached by several private volunteer organizations seeking to freely move and express their desires, and one of such being a solidarity march planned for Harare grounds in Highfield tomorrow. The ZDF is therefore advising the nation that for as long as the planned march remains orderly, peaceful, and in tandem with the fundamental Bill of Rights and within the confines of the country's constitution, and without hate speech and incitement to cause violence, it fully supports the march. The ZDF is also encouraging the march participants to be disciplined and to return to their respective provinces with dignity after the march processions, and moreover, people have been warned against looting. Consistent with the ongoing operation, the ZDF wishes to advise the nation that steady progress is being made and that there has been no variation at all from its original objectives. Contrary to certain media reports which the ZDF believes are being generated by some of the culprits who have been apprehended, the nation is being advised that the operation remains solid, and at the same time Zimbabweans are being requested to be patient. Meanwhile, the ZDF has commended the business community who have responded overwhelmingly to the call to normalize socio-economic effects to the population of Zimbabwe by adopting realistic prices. The ZDF has therefore expressed its solidarity and a drive towards a peaceful, united, investor-friendly and prosperous Zimbabwe. The ZDF also called for concerted efforts from all Zimbabweans to make this happen. Here's a look at stories still to come in this bulletin. And business, Zimbabwe spending $250 million per year on soybean imports. In sport, Harare City climbs to the apex of the Netball Super League level. The details of these and other stories coming up after this break. Stay tuned.
Science of Tough. Brutal torture tests designed to challenge the Ford Ranger's capability and durability. Built to take on, they were thrown in the deep end, driven to the limits, analyzed, and then tested some more. We raised the ante and dropped a few surprises. Get a Ranger 2.2 XL Auto from visit a Ford dealer today.
This is Tendai. Tendai is a family man and he loves his wife. Tendai is also a teacher, a very good teacher. Besides all these good things about Tendai, he's always late to work. What Tendai doesn't know is he's never going to be late ever again. Introducing Creative Auto. Creative Auto allows you to buy your car on credit. Yes, that's right. This is an amazing opportunity for civil servants to get their dream car on credit. With full comprehensive insurance cover for 3 years, full credit life loan insurance cover, change of ownership costs, registration and number plates, one-term vehicle license, one-term radio license, optional extra cover plus service. Bring your ID, payslip and proof of employment, 3 months bank statement, passport size photos, and we will begin the process to make your dream come true. With only $800 deposit, that vehicle is all yours with 36 months to pay. Now Tendai will be on time for work and other things too. Creative Auto, driven to make your dream happen.
If you're looking at saving on the telecommunications costs for your business, then Telecel Business is the package for you. Save up to 80% on your normal phone bill with a very popular closed user group feature where you can call other numbers on the same plan in your organization for free. You get to choose how much money you spend on your phone bill from our various plans that start from the very affordable Telecel Business 15 up to Telecel Business 150. Each plan comes with free voice, data, and SMS benefits.
Yes, if you're looking for absolute control, flexibility, and the best value for money for your organization, your search is over. Switch to Telecel Business today and stay connected to your business at the best rates ever.
Telecel Business. Stay connected to your business.
So go ahead.
Tell someone.
T's and C's apply.
The National Arts Council of Zimbabwe brings you Jikinya Dance Festival at Amphitheatre in Bulawayo on the 24th of November 2017 from 09:30 hours. This festival will involve provincial primary school winners in Muchongoyo dance as well as own choice dance. Attendance is absolutely free. Come with family, friends, and colleagues and experience the aura that is cultivated by celebrating unique cultural diversity through dance. It's a moment not to miss in building Zimbabwe through dance. Jikinya Dance Festival is a partnership program between National Arts Council of Zimbabwe and National Association of Primary Heads and is proudly sponsored by Delta Corporation. National Arts Council of Zimbabwe, championing arts development.
Mary and I are twins.
Morning, girls. Wakey, wakey.
Mama says we must care for each other.
Oh, you have. Have a good day.
Here's some maputi. Let's buy some. But some people are mean to us. I don't know why. Mama says I should sit at the front of the class so I can see easily. But some people don't understand us.
Who are you talking? Go and sit at the back.
No, I can't see well. Mama says everyone should be treated the same, but some people think we are different. Mama says we must help our friends when they get hurt. But sometimes their parents don't want us to help. He just wants to help. He just wants to play. Mama says that life is hard, so we must look out for each other. She says everyone can change. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. We are no different.
People with albinism are not inferior or less deserving. See beyond their skin and say no to stigmatization.
Stand a chance to win one of 2 all-expense-paid dream holidays for 2 at the majestic Victoria Falls. That's right. Each time you spend $12 or more on a combo consisting of Ceravita, Nescafe, and Maggi noodles, you stand a chance to win. Entry is simple. Write your full name, telephone number, and ID number on the till slip and drop it in the entry box in store. The more you buy, the more chances you have. And that's not all. There are many Nestle hampers to be won.
Promotion runs from the 30th of October to the 18th of December 2017 in selected OK, TM Pick and Pay, Spar, and many other outlets nationwide. Terms and conditions apply. See press and in-store for details.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us tonight. Here's a recap of our leading story tonight. 8 of ZANU-PF's 10 provincial coordinating committees have called on President Robert Mugabe to step down as President of Zimbabwe and President and First Secretary of the party. Now, in line with that, we now bring you the outcome of PPC meetings held in Midlands and Bulawayo, calling on President Robert Mugabe to step down.
The ZANU-PF leadership in the Midlands province proclaimed solidarity with the Zimbabwe Defence Forces for stopping the rout and capture of the party and government by the G40 cabal and unanimously resolved to recall the president, Comrade Robert Mugabe, with immediate effect from both the government and the party for his failure to discharge the powers and duties of his office. The resolution was made during a provincial coordinating committee meeting at the party's convention centre in Gweru.
The province resolved unanimously to recall the president, Comrade R.J. Mugabe, from being the president of the party and the government.
Because of the discord prevailing in the party, Central Committee members have also called for an agent meeting that will, besides realigning the party's constitution, will deliberate on a number of issues as well as the prevailing situation in the country.
The Central Committee in the province called for an agent convening of the Central Committee to realign the party for a host of reasons, including the incapacitation of the First Secretary, the illegal expulsion of the Second Secretary, the awol of the Second Secretary, the other Second, the incarceration of the Secretary for Administration and the political commissar. We're facing an election around the corner, that's in 2018. So there is an urgent need for the party to be realigned.
ZANU-PF Central Committee member and War Veteran Secretary General, Comrade Victor Matema-Danda, told party members that ZANU-PF does not belong to a family and implored them to bury their differences and embrace everyone as the nation charts its course.
Musatarise mafesi muchiti uyu taive naye zuro takati sinaye. Jesu akati vanobisa mweya wesina nezita rangu ndevanga. Saka vanhu vakawanda vamaigona kuona sekuti havadi zvamunoita vane munhu wavakava vasingadi vave kuda morega vafambe nemwe.
The province, which is working side by side with the war veterans, is inviting every Zimbabwean for a solidarity rally in Harare, and transport to ferry people has been availed in all the districts in the province. Meanwhile, the province went on to reaffirm that former Vice President Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa was fired unprocedurally from the party and government is still Central Committee member.
Addressing party supporters this Friday, ZANU-PF Provincial Chairman Comrade Dennis Lovu said his executive has decided to recall President Mugabe as he is no longer capable of leading any meaningful development. Comrade Lovu said his province supports the intervention of the army in trying to bring normalcy in the country while calling for the reinstatement of all expelled party cadres, saying Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa should be appointed interim leader.
ZANU-PF yiyo kuphela elomlando wokubona ukubana umnotho welizwe uyabuyela esimini esikhona. Bathe-ke balokukholwela ukuthi amasotsha lokhu akwenzileyo kuzancedisa ukufika kuleso sigaba. Ngalokho bebecela ukubana amasotsha asekelwe ngokugcweleyo emsebenzini wabo baqhubekele besithi bayacela njalo ukubana abantu labo kuthiwa bayaxotshwa ephathini akesekeleni ukuxotshana sifesane lesitha sibambene. Bate bayacela uMgabe abamhlonipha kangaka ukubana aphumule emsebenzini lo. Abakade bekhona emhlanganweni bafake sobala ukubana balesifiso esokubana ubaba uMnangagwa abe nguye ongathatha over. Njengoba benchilo ukubana zinengi izicelo bezikhona kodwa the greatest one engicelayo lami njengo-chairman we-province yikubambana.
Comrade Ndlovu urged the province to shun unnecessary divisions, which is said destroy the party in the province.
President Robert Mugabe, who is also the Chancellor of the Zimbabwe Open University, has conferred degrees to more than 3,000 graduates at the 15th graduation ceremony held at the institution's new Harare campus in Heathcliff today.
The graduation ceremony of the Zimbabwe Open University was held under the theme Transforming Higher Education for Industrialization and Innovation. This is in line with the regional and continental thrust, which is aimed at industrializing Africa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I declare this creation of the Zimbabwe Open University duly constituted as a graduation ceremony.
A total of 3,339 students were conferred with first degrees, masters and doctorates from the faculties of Arts, Education, Science and Technology, Applied Social Sciences, Agriculture, Communication and Law, and Information Technology. Of the total number of graduates, 293 degrees, 17 got doctorates, while 1,900 were conferred with first degrees. Today's graduates add to the 30,195 students that ZANU has released into the world since its inception. Legislator retired Brigadier General Walter Kananga, who of arts degree in peacemaking, and Mrs. Mary Chiwenga, who obtained an MBA. Ministers Patrick Chinamasa, Dr. Mike Bima, and Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Comrade Miriam Chikukwa, also attended the graduation ceremony. ZBC camera person Festus Mukungurutse also graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Media Studies, while former ZBC Environment and Tourism correspondent Rugare Dobi was conferred with an MBA. We spoke to some of the graduates.
Disability doesn't mean that you cannot even do education-wise, but you can always do greater things.
The graduation ceremony has been described as unique as it comes at a time when the institution lost its founding Vice-Chancellor, who died in this year. A minute of silence in her honor before the graduation kicked off. Speaking at the graduation ceremony, acting Vice-Chancellor Professor Alfred outlined some of the projects that the university is working on to comply with the modernization thrust and to expand its infrastructure.
It is important to envision the future and imagine who we want to be, where we want to go, and what kind of life we want to lead. If we can see it in our mind, we can hold it in our hand. Before this trip, Your Excellency and Chancellor, I had no prior assumption that universities could indeed play an important role in the industrialization and modernization of a country. The project, as I prefer to call it, provided me with clear evidence regarding the transformative potential of universities, indeed the economic and political and cultural benefits of investment in them. In this context, it became abundantly clear to me that such development requires, among other things, sound information infrastructures, innovative systems anchored on high-quality research and higher-end skills in terms of human resources.
Higher and tertiary education, science and technology development minister Professor Jonathan Moyo was represented by his deputy Dr. Godfrey Gandawa and permanent secretary Francis Kuchanga. The graduation ceremony was held under the theme Transforming Higher Education, Industrialization and Modernization in line with the country's regional thrust. Judith Makwanya, ZBC News, Harare.
The Minister of Defence, Dr. Sidney Sekeramai, has conferred certificates to a total of 44 junior staff officers at a graduation ceremony held at the Zimbabwe Staff College today.
Speaking during the 68th Junior Staff Course graduation, Minister of Defense Dr. Sidney Sekramai says the course attained by the officers enabled them to deal with greater challenges in their military careers. He added that defense forces should provide a conducive environment for the development of a country.
Defense forces are not necessarily there to fight wars. A national mandate is to provide a conducive environment for socio-economic development and national prosperity. The professional conduct and dedication to duty by our defense forces, which has seen this country peace and stability since the end of colonial bondage, is a clear testimony of the value our defense attach to the well-being of this great nation.
One of the graduates, Captain Kolani Mkanja from the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, said the knowledge attained will enable them to handle peace support operations and deal with asymmetric and conventional threats.
As we navigated through the course curriculum, we managed to acquire requisite knowledge and skills on diverse subjects taught at the college, which include general, administrative, logistics, training and operational staff work.
Meanwhile, 5 outstanding graduates were presented for excelling during the course. For the 44 graduates, 33 are from the Zimbabwe National Army officers, 2 from the Zimbabwe Republic Police, 2 Zimbabwe Correctional Services, 2 from Air Force of Zimbabwe, and 1 each from Lesotho, Malawi, Nigeria, Swaziland, and Tanzania.
Now, a few days after the Zimbabwe Defense Forces assured the nation that they should remain calm, it is business as usual across the country, with people in Marondera and Mutare going about their daily routines.
It is business as usual in Marondera, with people going about their business. At the government complex, which houses the bulk of the government departments, including the Registrar General's office, people including civil going about their business, who are regularizing their identity documents queuing to be saved. Local businessman Mr. Clopas Kundona says farmers have been coming in their numbers to buy inputs in preparation for the agricultural season.
Business ramberi apana chakambomira.
Charles Katerera, who is into timber processing, says the industry is busy making its contribution to the success of Zim asset. The area between Dongotombo and town, which sells second-hand clothes, was also a hive of activity. It was the same at the bus terminals as people were boarding transport to their different destinations. There were also some activities at the district administration, which is housing the ZEC offices as they continued with the BVR exercise.
ZBC News visited Green Market in entrepreneurs could be seen manufacturing a number of products while others were selling various items. The buzzword among many of them was of an undisrupted work schedule.
It's business as usual.
Apana problem one as usual for basa in time basa makombi kumba hobo.
In the central business district, shops were open with Mutare residents also walking freely.
My business is as usual.
The business community in Mutare says they have been opening their doors to customers with no hindrances being encountered.
We have been expecting for the past that we have planned, and those groups are checking in and they are conducting their workshops as usual.
At Sakuba bus terminus, people were being ferried to various destinations.
We now bring you more news from Montrose Studios. Marilyn, over to you.
Good evening and thank you, Vicky. Moving on, agricultural activities for the 2017-2018 summer cropping season have kicked off in Nyamandlovu in Umguza district following the recent rains that were experienced in most parts of Matabeleland North Province.
The wet spell that prevailed in most parts of Matabeleland North Province in the past few days have seen most communal farmers getting down to their fields to start ploughing for the current agricultural season. Maize crop is already germinating in areas where communal farmers embark farming. Some of the farmers have also decided to hire tractors to allow their livestock to recover from the season. The farmers, however, are still facing challenges with inadequate inputs, which include maize seed and fertilizer. For ZBC News, Nyamandlovu.
The Zimbabwe National Army has urged the country's uniformed forces to protect the country at all costs.
A vow to defend the country. What?
These commissioned officers have just finished some courses in advanced communication technologies at this School of Signals with one vision: to defend the nation's integrity at all costs.
Addressing delegates during a graduation ceremony at the Zimbabwe National Army Signals this Friday, Zimbabwe National Army Commander Moyo said the uniformed forces should protect the country at all times.
As signalers, you are privy to sensitive information. As such, you are potential targets of such hostile agents. You need to be always on guard against falling prey to such agents. You should always remain upright and straightforward, as no prize is worth selling your motherland.
Colonel Moyo said the destiny of this country should be guided by its touching history, which saw several men and women perishing in their quest to see a liberated Zimbabwe.
There are sons and daughters of this country who sacrificed their blood and limbs for the freedom of this great country from colonial bondage. Never should their sacrifices be. The onus now lies squarely upon you and me to jealously guard what those who lie at Chimoyo, Mkushi, and many other places in and outside the country.
Members of the Zimbabwe National Army and the Zimbabwe Prison and Correctional witnessed a number of outstanding students walking away with various prizes. The
people of Ndabazinduna in Umguza district have appealed to the Ministry of Health and Childcare to upgrade Ndabazinduna Clinic.
The Ministry of Health and Childcare has failed to walk the talk after it promised the people of Ndabazinduna that it was going to upgrade Ndabazinduna Clinic into a small hospital whereby doctors, including an ambulance. The community of Ndabazinduna is concerned and they want the Ministry of Health to fulfill its promises. In 2015, the Ministry of Health and Childcare made a pronouncement that it was going to upgrade Ndabazinduna Clinic to a standard and model rural health. The ministry also offered to second an ambulance to the clinic to deal with emergency cases. However, to date, nothing has been done to improve the institution and the community is still struggling to deal with its health care needs. The clinic is servicing the densely populated Ndabazinduna members communities and other resettlement areas. People who spoke to ZBC News said the ministry must honor its promises to the people and stop grandstanding.
Lesithembiso sokuthi kuzaphuculwa kube iambulance iclinic ithuthuke ibe ngani
khathesi umuntu engagula lapha kube le emergency ambulance asozisuke enyama indlovu igijimisiza la ngapha umuntu uzazegcine kusenzakala umonakalo ngoba iambulance iyiwanye.
Abantu bathwala nzima kakhulu ikakhulu omama abazithwalayo labantu abagulayo khona lokho sicela ukuthi uhulumende asincedise.
They also blamed the political leadership for not making follow-ups on the proposed developmental plan. The trend was worrisome and showed bad leadership. They called on officials from the Ministry of Health and Care to move in swiftly and ensure that the promised ambulance is delivered. Recently, the Minister of Health and Child Care, Dr. David Barorinyatwa, when quizzed on the issue, said he was in discussion with with Comrade Obed Mpofu, the member of the House of Assembly, for on the appropriate place the ambulance is to. Sifiso Sibanda, ZBC News, Ntabazinduna.
The city of Gweru is set to embark on rehabilitation of its major roads following the allocation of $2.3 million under the Emergency Roads Rehabilitation Program Exercise Phase 2. Let's get the details from the following report.
The allocation of the $2 million will see the city of Gweru improving its major roads in both low and high density areas. Gweru Town Clerk Ms. Elizabeth Kwatipeza told ZBC News that the city will spread the allocated resources to cater for major roads which are currently in a deplorable state. Work has already started along Senka Road, where 5 kilometers have already been resealed in preparation for the 2019 State University graduation ceremony, which is expected sometime next week.
I think it would need quite a lot of money. But this particular project, we are going to cover 19 kilometers. But is scattered. You talk of South Down, you talk of Chilemanzi Road, Mukoba Road, the Amuchine one. We are going to cover that, the Avian one.
Meanwhile, following the seat of Gweru Mayor Hamutende Kombawe High Court, Peza advised the council that Mayor Chikojo will continue in his current position, while Councillor Kombai will serve as an ordinary councillor.
In the order, it is stated that is reinstated as ordinary councillor.
Councillor Kombai was fired by an independent tribunal tasked to probe allegations of gross incompetence, maladministration and abuse of office. He challenged the decision by the tribunal, the Bulawayo High Court, and won the case after